So now that we know how we can create a mathematical model of a control system, let's now dig a bit more deeper into another kind of question which can be asked for creating a mathematical model of a control system. My name is Rishi Ramju and welcome to the Backbench Engineering community, where I make engineering easy for you. So let us see this particular question. Find the transfer function of the following control system. Here we have two masses, M1 and M2, and here we are given a particular damper B2, and here we are given a particular spring having a spring constant K1 and a particular damper again having a damping constant B1. And here what we observe is that a particular force is applied on M1. So when a particular force is applied on M1, what we observe is that two displacements happen. One is for M1, which displaces by x1 of t, and the second one is here, which displaces by x2 of t. So first let us take the case of mass M1. So here in the case of mass M1, what we observe is that an external force F of t is applied on mass M1, and now the restoring forces are developed because of this particular mass M1 and this particular spring having a spring constant K1 and this particular damper having a damper constant B1. So here what we observe is that F of t is equal to this particular mass, force on this particular mass Fm1 of t, plus the force on this particular damper Fb1 of t, plus lastly the force on this particular spring, that is Fk1 of t. So now here what we observe is that F of t is equal to the force on this particular mass is given as this particular mass m1 into the acceleration, that is d squared x1 of t by dt squared. Plus now here we have the restoring force developed on this particular damper. So the restoring force developed on this particular damper is given as b1 into the difference between the two velocities on both these sides, that is v1 minus v2, but here v1 is the first order derivative of this particular displacement x1 of t, and v2 is the first order derivative of this particular displacement x2 of t. So this becomes b1 into d by dt of x1 of t minus x2 of t. Plus finally we have the case of the spring. So in this case of spring we have the spring constant K1 into the difference between these two displacements, that is x1 of t minus x2 of t. So now let this be taken as equation number 1. So next, when we take the case of mass M2, what we observe is that in the case of M2, here there is no external force acting on M2. External force is only acting on M1. So because there is no external force acting on M2, we would get 0 is equal to the restoring forces acting in the case of M2 is first is the force on M2 Fm2, plus next is the force because of this particular dashpot or this particular damper Fb1, plus next is the force because of this particular dashpot Fb2, plus finally the force acting because of this particular spring K1. So this would now become equal to the force because of M2 is given as M2 into d squared x2 of t divided by dt squared, plus now the force because of this particular damper is given as b1 into d by dt of x2 of t minus x1 of t. That is the force because of this particular damper, and now the force because of this particular damper is simply given as plus b2 into d by dt of just x2 of t. So this is because for this particular damper it is connected to both these masses M2 and M1. That is why we are taking the subtraction of these two displacements. But in the case of this particular damper, what we observe is that it is fixed on one of these sides, but only the other side is connected to a particular mass M2 which undergoes a displacement x2 of t. So here all we have to write is b2 into d by dt of x2 of t. And finally we have the case of this particular spring which is given as K1 into x2 of t minus x1 of t. So now let this be taken as equation number 2. So now on applying Laplace transform on equation number 1 and equation number 2, we would get, so on applying Laplace transform on this particular equation, we would get f of s is equal to m1 into s squared into x1 of s plus k1 x1 of s minus k1 x2 of s plus b1 s into x1 of s minus b2 s into x2 of s. So let us take this as equation 3, and now applying Laplace transform on this particular equation, we would get 0 is equal to m2 s square into x2 of s plus b1 s into x2 of s minus b1 s into x1 of s plus k1 x2 of s minus k1 x1 of s plus b2s x2 of s. Simple. This is just simply applying the Laplace transform on this particular equation. So let us take this as equation number 4. So now here what we observe is that in equation number 4 we have two displacements, that is x2 of s and x1 of s, but the final transfer function is the final ultimate output x1 of s divided by this particular input f of s. So here for that we have to now write x2 of s in terms of x1 of s. So here what we observe is that x2 of s from equation number 4 we would get, on rearranging this, we would get x2 of s is equal to x1 of s into b1s plus k1 divided by m2s square plus b1s plus b2s plus k. So that is simply by rearranging this and obtaining the value of x2 of s. So now what we do is that we will now substitute this particular x2 of s onto this particular equation. So here in this particular equation we have x2 of s over here and x2 of s over here. So here what we do is that we would now substitute these over here so that this entire equation would become in terms of this particular variable x1 of s. So on substituting this x2 of s in this particular equation, we would get f of s is equal to x1 of s into m1s squared plus b1s plus k1 minus this particular x2s, which is x1s into b1s plus k1 divided by m2s squared plus b1s plus b2s plus k into b2s minus k1. So now here the transfer function is given as x1 of s divided by f of s. So here the transfer function is given as x1 of s divided by f of s, which is equal to x1 of s by f of s is equal to m2s square plus b1s plus b2s plus k1 the whole divided by m1s squared plus b1s plus k1 into m2s squared plus b1s plus b2s plus k1 the whole minus b1s plus k1 into b2s minus k1. So this is the required transfer function of this particular control system. As simple as that, guys. So this thus is simply how we find the transfer function of a particular control system using the mathematical modeling of that control system. As simple as that, guys. There's nothing more to it. So I hope you guys now have a clear understanding of how you can find the transfer function of a control system using the mathematical modeling of that control system. And if you guys found this video informative, please do hit the like button and join this community by hitting that subscribe button. We'll be discussing about the further topics in the upcoming videos. So stay tuned, stay subscribed, and until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.